Hey, good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your June 24th, 2025. Now, before we get going, we always like to say thank you and welcome aboard to any new followers here on our growing little channel. And if you're not yet officially a follower, please help us out and make sure you give us a like on our main Facebook page. Now, if you happen to be watching over on YouTube, you know what you got to do. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates. Well, the weather story continues to be the sweltering heat all across North Georgia, and we're going to do it again for tomorrow. But the good news is this is short-lived. We're going to see an increased chance of rain as we head toward the weekend. So I have an update on my 7-day you need to stick around for. So let's go ahead and first take a live look up in Dahlonega as we're looking at abundant sunshine. Really can't get those clouds to bubble up anything. I couldn't rule out a stray shower just because of just how hot it is. But for the most part, it's going to stay sunny and dry with a lot of images looking like this across North Georgia. Over here in Helen, I was just noticing the tubers were going down the river when the camera was swung around a little bit to the east there. But looks like we're in store for a very sweltering day here. Notice the flags, not even a whiff of wind out there to help cool us off out there. It's just a brutally hot day, but definitely one of those days where you just want to keep running into the air conditioning and not be walking out in this intense heat for sure. All right, let's go take a look at the watches and warnings. Again, these heat advisories go until 8 o'clock. On Wednesday, going into tomorrow, those triple-digit feelings between 100 and 107 degrees will be in the cards again for tomorrow. You're going to want to stick around and take a look at my heat index outlook here for my forecast here in a second. Now, as we're looking at our current radar, we're all clear. I know so. We got a little thunderstorm here, kind of flared up here in Alabama. A couple showers up in the Carolinas. So I could not rule out a stray shower, but for the most part, it should stay dry here for tonight. Tomorrow, different story. We got a disturbance that's going to rolling out of the Carolinas here late in the day tomorrow, and that may set off some thunderstorms. In fact, some of them could be on the hefty side. You notice we got the slight risk here across the Carolinas and down here towards South Alabama and the Florida Panhandle. When you've got this kind of heat that goes on and you get any kind of disturbance that runs into that heat, boy, you're talking about premium gasoline. We're talking jet fuel for thunderstorms here. So not only could we get some intense thunderstorms, I'm talking about probably some big-time lightning with these storms. Typically, traditionally, when I look in the past, when we get this kind of heat and we get some thunderstorms that are lighting up the sky like a Christmas tree. So we'll have to watch this closely. Strong gusty winds, but it looks like after 6 o'clock or so as this rolls on in. I'll show you the model data here in a second. But again, we got high pressure and control for today, but it's weakening. It's starting to give ground a little bit. And again, temperatures well into the 90s for highs this afternoon. Those feel like temperatures triple digit. We're going to do it again tomorrow. My forecast temperatures from today and tomorrow are really not all that different. So as we go and look at the satellite picture, we got some scatter storms out into the Gulf. Pretty dry here all across most of the south. Just a lot of fair weather cumulus clouds as the atmosphere is what we call capped. That's because we've got some very warm layer above and the column of air can't rise. You can't exactly get a rain cloud to form if it can't condense and rise and give us rain. We're just not going to see that here. So as we go and look at the model data here, this is the latest, again, high resolution model run here. Again, couldn't rule out a scatter shower today. Really not a big deal. Tomorrow, though, different story. Look at here as we go late in the afternoon. Watch that timestamp there. Late in the afternoon, it kind of rolls on in here across Georgia. So again, with that in place and the fact that it's going to be so hot tomorrow, we'll have to watch for a few isolated severe potentially, especially across the northeastern zones. Obviously, that's where that slight risk was setting up here for late tomorrow. I think it's going to be into the evening hours as we kind of lose that daytime heating. We lose whatever caps in place, and we'll see those thunderstorms. And then the other part of this equation, obviously, is the fact that we're going to have to deal with the heat. So I wanted to show this as well. Let me show you the latest high-resolution model on the heat here. And again, let's take this forward here. I've got to watch this. This is going into your afternoon. I'm going to stop this here into your Wednesday afternoon. So let me go and bring this forward here. And we'll say about 18Z here. It looks like 18, 19Z. Yeah, that looks like that's about the hottest. We're right about there. So again, you kind of see everybody in here. I mean, we're talking temperatures very, very hot indeed. Between 104, 106 degrees all across here across North Georgia. So again, this is for about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So again, it's going to be brutally hot one more day, and then we'll bring the temperatures back a little bit. It'll still be a little bit muggy, but at least we won't be dealing with the high heat indices that are kind of hitting us for right now. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast map here as we look at the latest here for the next 7 days. One thing you're going to notice is the green returning to our map, and in the form of what we're talking about here, we're talking about high rain chances returning. So for tomorrow, again, not bad. Wednesday morning, not looking good. We'll get scattered storms in the afternoon. That's Wednesday afternoon and into Wednesday night. And then Thursday's not looking bad to start. And then later in the day, we'll get the afternoon storms again. But as we go into Friday, we'll start seeing a little more of that dark green. That means rain chances greater than 50%. That's what's going to be coming at us here as we go for the next several days. So what that means is a little more of an enhanced rain threat, I think, here for the next few days. Just got to be careful for that. Well, watch out for it. Keep the umbrella handy, that kind of thing. But you definitely see the high green in here. And that's going to be sticking around. Again, this is for Friday. It's Friday's map. This is Saturday. It kind of backs up a little bit there. Sunday, looking hot. Monday, and then boom, Tuesday it shoots up again. So these are going to oscillate day to day, because when you're dealing with summertime weather patterns, you're dealing with outflow boundaries from previous day storms, and any kind of disturbance which can change from day to day will fluctuate. So I think the 50-60% range is probably going to be what we're going to be sitting here over the next 7 days, and they will change from day to day. So, but at least we won't have to deal with that oppressive heat. So here we go. We got one more day of the oppressive heat to deal with. Again, watch out for those late thunderstorms. Again, severe weather is possible after 6 o'clock, the way it's tracking right now, 98.75. And again, we could be looking at a tremendous amount of lightning with these storms as well. Looking at your forecast tonight, these are up a few degrees for tonight. I even put Atlanta at 78. I think they were like at 79 this morning down at the airport. So I went 78 in town there. 75 in Marietta, 74 in Cumming, 69 in Blue Ridge, 74 in Dalton. Just a muggy, uncomfortable night here across North Georgia. Daytime highs very similar to today's, mostly into the upper 90s. I don't even have an 89 in there. It looks like just plain old hot here across North Georgia. But we're going to start peeling away some of this purple, I promise you, here in the days ahead. How about the regionally? 99 in Nashville, 96 in Memphis, some scattered storms in Columbus, 99. Again, we'll be watching the thunderstorms coming in out of Carolina. Look at that, 101 for Columbia tomorrow. Ouch, just a brutal day there. 95 in Jacksonville. Here we go with the 7-day forecast. We're going to start bringing the temperatures down back into low 90s. Normal high is getting close to 90 degrees this time of year anyway, so 90 and 70 is relatively close to average, but looks like 30% for tomorrow, maybe going up to 40% tomorrow night, and then we're going to 60, 60, 50, 60. I think that kind of stays in that 50-60% range going into next week. We're back to temperatures off to right around 90 degrees going into next week, which is, at least more seasonable, closer to where it's supposed to be for this time of year. Just make sure that you guys take it easy. That's why I've got the yellow up across behind me right there is, kind of a weather alert dealing with the extreme and hot temperatures out there for today, and as obviously also for the potential for severe weather going in for tomorrow as well. So I'll watch that closely. As always, we can't go live yet here on the channel until August the 4th, because this is our third relaunch of our channel. One time we got hacked, one time we had a copyright issue, but hopefully this is the third time's the charm we got this set up. So once we are able to go live, we'll cover those severe weather events live. But in the meantime, when we do get the breaking severe weather, I will post quick updates for you here on the channel and keep you guys updated. All right, again, appreciate everybody checking us out. We continue to grow slowly but surely. We're knocking on the door to 3,500, getting close to getting back to 10,000. Facebook professionals at 10,000. That's what we got to get to first. And then the next step is to get back to our original page 2 number, which was 11,200. So we'll hopefully get there in the next, say, 30 to 45 days. We're getting pretty close. All right, you guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next update. Until then, you guys have a great and safe day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.